taking the opportunity to slow down, pay attention to what's going on around you. That's the like with Ajahn Kurundamo's reflection yesterday. That sense of as we integrate our work with our practice, I mean, one of the things is that sense of, because there's always that feeling of I've got to do, I've got to get, have to, this is, and it pulls the mind out all the time, and that's the, and we can couch that in very rational context of things need to get done, but there's a kind of frantic edge that comes with that is not very settling, and in terms of practice, really paying attention to how to be with the feeling of this needs to be done, because it does need to be done. That's not not disregarding that, but it's learning how to be really present with that and not be pulled into that becoming mode, and that because we lose our balance that way. It's the very lovely story of Ajahn Chah when he was sewing a robe, and he's just so intent on sewing his robe, and in those days you're sewing by hand, so he's sitting underneath a tree to begin with, but then in the shade, and then after some time he's sitting out in the sun, sweating, sun beaming down on him, and he's just absolutely intent on sewing his robe, and then Ajahn Kinnerly coming up and asking him, what's the rush? Why are you so? Well, I've got to get it done to do this, and I'm going to, and then what are you going to do? And then what are you going to do? And so that there's that the mind is always going out and forgetting to be present with what one is actually doing, and the context of what one is doing it in, whether it's the people that one's with or the situation. And so say Ajahn Chah really learned something from that, because that formed a lot part of his teaching to others, and I think it's a kind of distinctive part of Ajahn Chah's training is how these aspects of our formal practice and our day-to-day practice and the practical issues of looking after the monastery are you're really trying to learn to keep a balance and not get swept up in some obsession or some fear or some worry, because those are, we have to pay attention to okay, that is dukkha. Recognizing how we, because whether we're sitting in a meditation hall watching our breath, or we're out on the worksite somewhere in the forest, we're completely capable of creating suffering. And it's just learning how to recognize those patterns of mind of desire, attachment, delusion that keep creeping in, and as we recognize or we pay attention, there's a certain ease and attentiveness that we do give to the things that we're doing, and our transitions of being able to switch between having a chore and letting the mind settle in meditation become quite smooth, and that's a real skill to be learning.